everybody, it's Allie Edwards, and I am checking in today to give you a look at where I'm at in my Week in the Life project. I did my documenting week a few weeks ago now. So documenting week is when I'm taking pictures, I'm writing down notes, I'm basically collecting all of the content that is then going to be put together in my album. And if you've seen the other video, I shared another video with my design plan. I shared that prior to the documenting week, and I'm pretty much sticking to the design plan that I established at that point in time. So let's take a look at where I'm at right now, what things I've done, what things I still have left to do. I think I've seen lots of people working on their projects on Instagram specifically. I've been sharing a few things here and there as I'm working on mine. I've seen some people that have completely finished. I've seen some people working day by day. I've seen some people start, bits and pieces. Lots of people are in various stages of this project, and that is pretty normal. So let's take a look at where I'm at. What I've done so far is I have all my photos printed now, except for a couple on Sunday because, rookie mistake, I ran out of ink when I was doing the full printing. So I'm waiting for that ink to show up. That'll be here in a couple days. I have printed out the main portions of my journaling, and you'll see what the treatment is that I've done for that. The main portion of my journaling is coming from the blog post that I shared during the documenting week. I'm simply copying and pasting the words onto a piece of paper, and you'll see that in a minute here. And then you'll still see what I have left to do. So I'm starting off with this title card. I'm actually still going to write my reason why, and I'm doing something different where I'm writing my reason why at the end, which might seem counterintuitive, but I think it gives me an opportunity to think about it in a little bit of a different way. So I'm starting off my album this year with the 2x2. I'm just taking photos from various days over the course of the week and adding those in. So you can see that I have a few more I want to add in. I've got one of the chipboard pieces on there for 2024, and then some of the 2x2s from the You and Me mini kit. So I'm using lots of pieces from that. All right, then diving into Monday, I've got my transparency. Again, obviously I'm working in a 6x8. Some people are working in a 10x8. Some people are working in a notebook. Lots of different options. This is what I have decided to do. So I added in New York Times. This is what I got from the front pages app, something like that. And then I have weather on the other side. So this is just cropped down to a 3x4. It doesn't really matter if you can't read it. It's more like what were the headlines, right? Kind of what were some of the headlines for each of the specific days. I also ended up adding on the pleather initials for each day of the week on that outside pocket. On the inside then, I have added a photo of myself each day onto this card, and then I have two full page photos for each day that I am adding in. And so I'm not done with the embellishing part, so that's something that's still to come, but sometimes I do very little embellishing in this project, which is why when we do the kits, we just give you a nice little selection of things that you can add on here. So I'm probably going to do something like this, add on some of the vellum hearts. These were also from the You and Me mini kit. Maybe put a word phrase on top of them. Maybe even just love this story or one of the ing words here. Something like this would probably work too. Loving, you could cut these down. Cute little day of the week things. So that's something that I still have left to do. So starting with my my photo of myself, then moving into a couple photos. These don't have to be from the morning. They don't have to be, you can pick the ones that you like the best. So like this is a morning photo. This is an evening photo. I don't really care about that. Coming on to this day, I had mentioned at one point in time earlier on that I was thinking about using a Posca paint pen, so a white paint pen on top of here. I'm pulling out something from my journaling and adding it in, and that is what I'm going to do. So I've done that on this one first, which were some of the morning vibes that I had written down. So on one side it has that. You might also notice it has some stitching around the outside edge, because what I ended up doing here was turning this into a pocket. And I think some other people have done some similar things. I think I saw Deneen made hers into a pocket too. I ended up using this vellum paper that we offered this year, the vellum circle paper. I had it in my album for each day, and I wasn't sure how I really wanted to use it in the end. But what I ended up doing was cutting some of it up, and I'll put in some video of that so you can see what that looks like. Cutting up, and then I just stitched around the outside edge, and then I added the little plus signs from the You and Me mini kit. I actually just used a glue stick to glue that vellum on vellum, and it turned out super cute. I have all of these extra pieces left over that I can use for something else in the future, potentially. I could put it in with my mixed media stuff. Just love the graphic shapes and love how it ended up turning into a pocket. I hand wrote the word Monday on there using a Kuretake brush pen. You might have a stamp that you could use. And then this is where my journaling is being housed. And so this is printed on, I believe my boxes were, they are like 4.75 by just about 5 inches. And this is the journaling that I took from the blog post that I did during the week itself and literally copied and pasted. So it had to go, it goes along with the flow of the photos in my blog post, and I don't really care that it's not exactly right there, or exactly how it flows in here, because all I need to do is just go back here and read the little different pieces of life that were sparked from my different photos. So from laying them out in a blog post, it just continues to be a really easy way for me to put this together. And then I can pull from here to add things onto here. So let's talk about that. Things I still have left to do, and what my plan is that I'm going to, once I get everything all set up, I'm going to reread my journaling again. I'm going to pull things from my journaling or pull things that are sparked from my journaling that I could handwrite on here. And I'll probably use a brush pen. So it's probably just going to be a couple words, or I might go a little bit smaller. Smaller than the brush pen. I'm not sure yet. So this is my 2x2 for Monday. I've got the something about me and something about you, and your you, the you could be anybody. It could be a pet. It could be one of your kids. It could be your partner. You can repeat the same thing every time, or you can choose different people for different days. Here on the back, where on Monday I almost always have the most photos, and then I've got us on here so I could add a little bit of something in there. I really, really, really love the 2x2 pockets for this project in particular, for all of these everyday life basic kinds of photos, and I love the contrast between the full page photo and then these little 2x2s. On the half circle insert, I've done a picture on the front for each one of those, and I've done the picture on the back. And the way that I'm choosing to embellish these, add the photo on here. These photos, I think I did like 4.25 by 5 inches. That was how I printed them out. And then I just used scissors to cut around the outside edge. I used the ampersands from the You and Me mini kit, and then I'm taking some of these from the main kit and adding them on. And it says Monday was blank, and so I'm going to fill that in on each of the days. I am also going to add handwritten journaling on here. I've already printed out all my photos. That was one place where I thought about doing photos on there, but I think this time I'm just going to add in some more journaling. So pulling out a little bit of the journaling, maybe just what the general vibe was in the morning, in the afternoon, and then the evening. Then I've got a photo on the back. Then I have a photo here. So filling in the pockets, I will be adding in my high for the day, my low for the day, and then pulling something out, related to maybe like in this season of life. Actually, I want to do a sticky note. I like that idea to start all of the journaling on these ones in this season, and then I can just kind of reflect in this season. So giving myself some direction and a little bit of a formula to follow. Here could just be, I'm going to go with bigger words, right? So it's going to be words that are conveying the feeling of a Monday in this season. What does it often feel like? And then this one can be just general reflections of kind of life right now sort of stuff. And it doesn't matter that I did this 2 week, I documented it 2 weeks ago and I'm writing it now. It's still all related to this particular season. So then I have 2 more photos here. And then it flows into Tuesday. So that's the formula I'm continuing to follow. So these ones are all done again, where I have the New York Times on the front, and then I have the weather on the back, going into a photo of myself, and then a full page photo just happens to be of myself. This is This was not on purpose, but it's pretty funny that I'm actually matching. This does not happen. You guys know that I don't care about like color matching anything. That's never been a thing for me. But the fact that I have yellow and orange clothes on, and those are kind of the colors on Tuesday, I spent a good amount of time cracking up about that. And then I have a full page photo of myself working at night again. So it's kind of a morning or afternoon and evening. You can see here is where I'm going to use my Posca paint pen to add some more white text on there. And then I have my journaling already printed out in here. And again, this one has, 5 pages, I think is what it is. 5 or 6 pages there. And then that slipped right in the pocket, hand wrote on there. You can see on some of these 2x2s, I'm leaving spaces open. I love the peek through. So in this one, it's kind of a fun one because it just peeks through to Erin sitting there on the porch. These ones will still be filled in. So I'm like leaving the handwriting part until the last thing, and then any other little embellishments that I might add on, which in my case will probably be some of these guys. These are going to be great for adding, if I want to add some context. I'm thinking that I will probably also pull out some of my old word phrase stickers. This is a project that I've always loved, adding the word phrase stickers in there. This is what those look like. And I have many of them from over the years of different products and collections. And I kind of love that. And so then it's just a multicolored collection of things that I can come back to again and again. All right, so all of those ones are all filled in. So I've got this guy here. Then it goes into the Tuesday was, and I can fill that in. Again, the photo with the ampersand, following a formula to help move this whole process along. And I just like it from a organization and a repetition standpoint. So you can kind of see where I've got, again, that's all ready. We're waiting. Wednesday, New York Times again. Got a photo myself. This time I went with a food photo. You can kind of just pick whichever ones you want. Simon visiting. My stitching is really bad on some of these, but I just don't care. I don't care because it's just a part of the hand process, and I have a newer sewing machine, so I'm still kind of learning how to use it. There's journaling added in. This one, I think that I still am going to add. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm just leaving that. Sometimes I'm just leaving things. Or that could be another spot where like an ampersand could go in there, or some other one of these other cute embellishments are weak. I could just even slip that in there. If I do that, I'd probably move it down. Let's see, what do we have here? We're going to just do some stuff on the fly. Let's see what happens. These are also from the You and Me mini kit. That mini kit was great because it had a bunch of 2x2 sized things in there. So if you're needing to fill in a few of the pockets like that, just in and of itself. I like the repetition with the circles over there. Maybe I'll leave that one in. Who knows? I might take it out because these things also work really great in there. So you can have them front to back if you wanted to have other little embellishments, or you might have 2x2 things in your stash. So Wednesday still full page, ampersand plus the Wednesday was. Photos. So on some of these I think so far we've only seen, 4x6. I did use a different page protector on some of those. We'll see in a minute. Thursday, yard photos, of course, girls with their buns. There's Thursday journaling. So here's an example where I had fewer photos on Thursday, but I was able to leave this space open, which I love how that looks because that's going through to this photo of Anna on the other side. So taking advantage of the fact that the page protectors give us an opportunity to see through to the other side. Got that there. I love the see-through part. Thursday was, so I'll be filling that in. Filling this guy in. Here's one where you can see that I had 3x4. So if you have more pictures and you want to add in more, then you can use a different page protector for that one. Friday, coming into Friday here. Got a photo. Love going big with some of these ones. I love that, like, this is a table, here's a looking down table shot, and here's a looking down table shot. And so I can add a little bit of context here about taking Anna to coffee, and that's probably what I'll add on there. Friday, let's see. Friday has just three, almost three. So you can see that it gets a little fewer fewer photos on Friday overall. So this is one of those where I kind of have to decide, what do I want to do here? I don't think I have a lot of extra Friday photos, so I could fill this in with some other just general around the house photos if I wanted to. I could take it out. That might be an option too. I could cut it down. You'll see some other Saturday and Sunday I've already cut down. I don't know yet. That's something I still am deciding. Half circle photo. Got the Friday was on the back. Filling in these spaces. Got added in one of the journal cards there. Let's see. A couple different photos. And then going into Saturday. Repeating again, right? Repeating the same thing. So just getting all of these things in is good enough. So here, this is the journaling that I did on my blog post, which I kind of love the fact that it's like really short, because sometimes when I'm doing this project and it gets to Saturday or Friday or Saturday, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done writing things down. And so I often will do something really short. So I just printed out the short version, but what I will still be doing is adding on to these spaces here onto the little card. So there's going to be, I can give more context to the day here too. And then over here. So lots more space to add in some additional words as I reflect back on this Saturday, looking at the photos that I have in place here. And this is still Saturday, high, low, a couple more photos. Love those. And then Sunday. So here's Sunday, picture of myself there. Sunday journaling. I think Sunday had a couple. See, this is back to, yep, I had three for Sunday. I really, the look of this whole thing right here makes me so happy. I'm totally into plus signs. I love circles. I love the color. I love the text. I love the little tab on there. Super fun. So here's again one that I cut down. So I just trimmed off the outside edge there. I'll probably put an Avery index tab along the edge. I think I did that on Saturday too, where it's just the shorter version. So we've got this for Sunday, a couple more things to fill in. This is where I need to print out a couple more photos here. And also you saw that I don't have the full page photo. That's what I'm waiting for, the ink for my bigger printer, and then going into the end. I loved kind of ending with this photo of our house too, with the big rhodie blooming out there. So that's where I'm at right now. Basically, I just wanted to come on here, give you guys a big overview so you can see where I'm at, see the progress that I've made over the last couple of weeks. This is the Sunday was. This is going to go in there too. I already used one of the other kind of ampersand that is in the kit. I used that in a different project, so I'm going to add the vellum one on here. I'm just waiting again for my printer so that I can print out. And I already put adhesive on it because I didn't know that I was out of stuff. So I'm leaving that out to be able to fill that in. I was just looking at this card too. This would be another thing. I could cut these out and use like the days of the week maybe somewhere. So I'm going to set this one out so that I can see it. Still have a few other things that I can add in as we go along. Some of these graphic pieces. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm just going to keep on keeping on, and then I'll be back on here to show you what the end result looks like, and with all of my handwritten journaling filled in. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and happy documenting.